Hello gamers! Today we have a week 8 SPL game fresh out of the oven as the game happened like what 7 hours ago. So we have Watashi against GaryTheGengar. What do we have here? Watashi brought a pretty bulky Sun team. Mag, Gliscor. Probably is worse than Gliscor, right? And you trap Skarmory and Ferrothorn with Zone, and then you just hope your Gliscor goes to town. This type of teams usually runs Seismithod, because water immunity is pretty important on here. But Watashi opted instead for two very strong water resists instead, in Latias and Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn also plays very well with Magnezone, as does Rachi. You have Leech Seed, for example. If you run Leech Seed on Ferrothorn, you're walled by enemy Ferrothorn, right? But then you have your own Magnezone, so that stops being a problem. And it's nice to have in general. As for Gary, we have a pretty standard hyper-offensive team. You have your Sash Rocker lead, Terrak, and you have Balloon Starmie, Queer Dance Volk, Bullcap Kong, U-Turn Kneeling Witch, Scarfrachi, and DD Dragonite. Could be Leftovers, could be Lamberry, could be Yachiberry. We don't know yet. There's really not much to say about this team, really. We've seen these mons used together a lot this SPL. Usually what changes is the lead of choice, right? Sometimes it's Garchomp, sometimes it's Terrak. But the other five, not really a lock per se, but as close to a lock as it gets. So what do we lead with? Obviously Terrak, you're right. Terrak is pretty solid in this matchup as well. Like, you lead Terrak and Taunt or Rock, depending on what you're facing. As for Watashi, you probably just lead Hippodon, right? And if you're against Terrak, you Earthquake on the Taunt. That's it, really. You do this so you get Sand up immediately, which makes Dragonite and Volcarona a bit weaker. And Kong as well. Hippodon has a very strong matchup here in general. So, yeah. This should be a nice game. I'm giving Gary the advantage. Volks could be very strong here. It depends on its set. It only has to really worry about killing Hippodon in one. Everything else drops like, instantly, basically. So let's see if that's what happens. Alright, Hippoterrak. I expect a Taunt and Earthquake. This standard turn. And then you click rocks with Terrak, probably. Ooh, Hard Zone. It's a play. I guess it's Scarf then, because else why would you do this? Yep, all switch. No ground type is really nothing bad, but yeah, Scarf Zone could be annoying. It can wall switch out of a lot and break multi-scale, for example. It's still slower than Starmie at least, so you have that. Watashi goes Gliscor here. Gliscor is definitely a choice. Don't you fear Kong coming in here? I guess, I don't know. I guess he expects it to be payback. Or maybe as a Gliscor said, that doesn't care, right? You can always switch back into something else if Kong comes out. This is a good way to scout what Gary sets are, actually. Alright, no. Immediately into Dragonite and Ice Fang. Oh, and Flinch. Oh, wow, that's pretty bad. So since Gary went hard Dragonite on Gliscor, I'm assuming this is Ice Punch Dragonite. That could have been problematic, right? Because you DD on the Ice Fang, and now this turn he would have a +1 D-Knight in, and Watashi doesn't really have a good ice resist that can come in on this Dragon Knight. Ice Punch 4 goes extreme speed usually, so it will be Ice Punch, DD, Outrage, and either Super Power or Fire Punch, depending on how scared you are of Heatran. I think it's Super Power last. You really want... Well, you can still Outrage the Heatran, right? So it's not like you must absolutely kill it in one. But yeah, if Ice Fang didn't flinch, then D-Knight could just click Ice Punch here, and you could get a lot of info out of that. You could see if Jirachi's Scarf, but probably not, because Magnezone is not really a Scarfer, right? It's a fake Scarfer. You don't revenge kill anything. 360 speed is just not it, man. But I mean, without that, you could at least do a lot of damage to Rachi, for example, and then make Kong's job a little bit easier. Or damage Hippodon and then Bulk could muscle through the rest. Maybe. So yeah, this was pretty bad. You probably switch out here if you're Gary, right? You can try to relinquish your D-Knight back up again. You now know this Ice Fang. It's also pretty fast Gliscor. Probably 310. So you can Ice Fang Landorus before you tank U-turn. What do you switch to though? Do you just go Starmie here? I think I go Starmie if I'm Gary. You could also just hard Rachi, but I don't think you want to relinquish this quickly. Oh, Substitute. That's a first in this SPL at least. Okay, so it's Sub Sword Dance, I guess. That's a pretty cool set. Goes very well with Zone, obviously, and it ignores a lot of the things that annoy Gliscor. Although this set makes you very Rotom Wash weak. Look at this team. Ferrorachi, you have Latias, I guess. You can play around it, obviously. You also have Scarf Zone, which is actually pretty good into Rotom, because you can get it Wisped, you don't care, you Ball Switch on it. Can get a strong T-Bolt off as well, so yeah. Anyway. Hard Earthquake? What? Wait. Hold on, I got sidetracked for a bit. So, Starmie broke the Substitute and Gliscor Ice Fang, obviously, to break Balloon. Okay. And here, you... Oh, yeah, so Gary was like, there's no way he gives me Gliscor, right? So he's probably just going Ferrothorn, which is a prime Starmie counter in the tier when you're not running HP Fire, of course. And Watashi, I guess, predicted it. This is a very aggressive Earthquake. So yeah, Gary called out Watashi going Ferrothorn, obviously, and Watashi called out Gary's prediction. Very nice. Well played. And Conkin. Alright. If you're Ice Punch, I think you just click it here. Earthquake, Bulk Up, okay, that's fine. And now you click Ice Punch if you have it. If you don't, you click Drain Punch. Yeah. This was never working, I think. I'm not sure what happened here. Okay. So Hard Rachi, I guess you Healing Wish now to the Knight. And SD comes out. That's fine still. You will take 70%. Don't flinch, man. Don't do it again. There it is. DD. And it's left is Dragonite. Ice Punch. Yep, there it comes. Goodbye, Gliscor. What do you do here? Hard Ferro? Are we sure about this? I think I would have gone Rachi, assuming it's Bilky Rachi. Ferrothor can still... Like, you still need Ferro, right, for Starmie. So, is this a Ferrothor sacrifice, or is he baiting something? Or is he just banking on no fire move or no superpower? That's pretty weird. Like, Ice Punch Denied really needs the extra coverage. You drop extreme speed, always. And you use it more of a early game breaker for, like, Conk. But I guess Watashi doesn't care. I think this is dangerous. Yeah, man. Goodbye, Ferrothorn. So now what do you do here? Like, you didn't solve anything. Do you go Latias and bait the Outrage? Or you go Hippodon? Sure. You just Ice Punch or Outrage. I would Outrage personally, but doesn't matter much. Yeah, Outrage does a bit more, but about a fifth more. So a fifth of 62 would have done 73%. Starmie, you probably Beam. Oh, Hard Hydro. Latias is leftovers. Oh, I say Beam. Yeah, there's a Jirachi on the other side. But you have a Volk. And Ice Beam freezes. Never punished for fishing a freeze. Okay, so here I think you just have to Ice Beam and hope you crit. Yeah. Oh, that would have done 0 anyway. T-Wave comes out. Do we know if this is Analytic or Natural Cure? You can run Natural Cure Starmie in Hyper Offense. It's nice. Analytic is whatever, really. Okay, it is Analytic though, because look at it. It did a lot more by going second. Okay, so Watashi doesn't want to fish. You keep Latias around. It's a good conk. Revenge killer at this point. Nice double, and and he gets the 60% immediately, and Volk is not Lamberry, so this is probably game. Yeah, no, this is done. Without the burn, I mean, without the para, 40% win chance after the sad flinch at the beginning was okay. This was a bit unlucky for Gary. Yeah, no, even if Volk killed Rachi, then you just go Hippo and click Earthquake. And then God Zone on the Starmie. Goodbye, sacrifices the zone, obviously. And then you go Latias. Oh, it's paralyzed Starmie, actually. Yeah, no, you just click Earthquake 3 times with Hippodon and win. Any mistakes? Yeah, that Ferrothorn on the +1 D-Knight, that was a very ambitious play. Extremely ambitious. I think I would have gone Latias and just tanked the Outrage with Latias and then gone Ferrothorn afterwards. Then you don't have Latias. Do you lose to Starmie? No, because you have a Ferrothorn, right? A Ferrothorn is free setup for Volk, but you have specially defensive Rock Slide Hippodon, as we figured out on turn 20, whatever, whenever it Revenge killed Dragonite, right? So it wasn't the end of the world. So yeah, I think I would have done that. I think that was a better path than tossing Ferrothorn. Mostly because it makes it less likely you lose to Starmie end game. Although I guess with T-Wave, you're still risking crit and freeze, so maybe not. You also have a Jirachi then. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't really matter. Did Gary make any mistakes? Nah. No, I wouldn't say so. We got unlucky with that flinch, and as for the conk Gliscor 1 versus 1 was a bit suspicious, I will say. But maybe it is Ice Punch and you just didn't feel like clicking it. Or maybe I don't know. I don't know if I approve of that. But what else could he do, though? You kind of lose to the Gliscor. He was pretty weak to sub as the Gliscor, which is not something I was expecting to say here. Bulk item, Life Orb, probably. Never moved after the Queer Dance, but I just guess it was Life Orb. It was a pretty slow Volk, or this Ratch is very fast. Like, even if you go modest Volk, you usually run, what, 276 speed for Adamant Excadrill? And this Jirachi was faster than that, so this is a pretty speedy boy. Is it 286 to outspeed Jolly Mammothswine? Mammothswine is pretty tough for the team, so maybe. Oh yeah, another use of Scarf Zone on this type of builds, that you actually have a Mammothswine outspeed that kills it in one with Flash Cannon. That's always nice to have. Like, you can pivot on Zone on the Icicle Crash and then Flash Cannon. It's a play, at least. Better than nothing, better than instantly losing to Mr. Mammothswine. Powerful pig. Teams, did we like the teams? I like Gengar's team. GaryTheGengar's team. I also don't mind Watashi's team. It's a bit, maybe, I don't know. Nah, it's good, right? You have triple paralyzers, assuming Ferrothorn is also T-Wave. And you have Gliscor, the most broken mon in the tier. So yeah. Maybe a bit held a week, not horrendously so. This Latias seems pretty very bulky. Probably even careful. Nah, but it has some special defense sabs, I think. Nah, this was a fun game. Be short, but you know, hyper offense. Gets a bit unlucky, then yeah, you live or die by the first 20 turns anyway. Yeah. Good job, guys. Maybe next week will be a bit less unlucky for Gary. This one was pretty sad to witness, I will say. But yeah, see ya next time.